Welcome to the Good Intention Show, coming to you live on the UI Radio Network. The Good Intention Show is sponsored by the United Intentions Foundation at unitedintentions.org, a virtual community where you learn to create, track, and manifest your passions one intention at a time. Look for us on Blog Talk, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, and many more. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram under United Intentions and on Twitter at Higher Intention. Yes, this is the Good Intention Show, where you will meet people who live life intentionally and hear about things they're not telling you in the mainstream media. And now, here's the truth seeker, the snake charmer, a legend in his own mind, broadcasting live all over the universe, your host, Mr. Tim Ray.
Yes, back on air again. 3 hours, Wake in Atlanta. If you guys haven't been watching that, you need to be watching that. What a great show we had today. I mean, the basic overall theme for the 3 hours was unconscious parenting. Wow. We had show Andrea on, and she was talking about the different types of children out there coming in these days. Rainbow, crystal, indigo, and what their purpose is, a higher purpose, because it's not just to go to work every day. It's not just to buy a house or buy the nice car. Nice and all, you can do all that and you can enjoy it. I do. But it's not my purpose. My purpose is to connect with my source, with God, with my soul. That's my true purpose. And really, from my perspective, it's everybody's purpose. And if we all understood that, boy, would we have a different world today. Would we not, Wahid?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Very fast.
Yeah, and people are connected to each other. We wouldn't want to do harm to another or to another species or anything. We just want to enjoy, live, love. Nothing wrong with that. So, with that said, today's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about the feminine body design. We have a fantastic guest today, Batista Gremaud, and she is going to be talking about all that and much more. And what does that mean to you? Can you be a man and have a feminine body design? I don't know. We'll find out. Is it all about the females these days? It seems to be all about the females these days.
I think it's all about the feminine energy.
Feminine energy, yeah. But I don't mind it being all about, mind it being all about the females.
Yeah,
though.
I love it, man. I'm embracing it.
Embrace your feminine side, huh? I love it. Yes, we have a great show. You're not going to want to miss this. So, WDJY listeners, 99.1, start listening. Turn that station right on there, 99.1 here in Atlanta. Out in Kentucky, 107.3, dial in, WMTA, and also Talk 10, too. I have the website, the new website Nicole sent us, and I forgot to write it down. Darn it. Make sure we get that. We can share that, too. New Talk 10 FM radio. We're going to be on FM hopefully soon, but we're on Talk 10 digitally, and we'll be on terrestrial radio soon enough. You're not going to want to miss that. Guys want to call in? Call 678-495-4345. Join our conversation. Or text us, or on Facebook, leave some comments, whatever it may be. You'll enjoy today very much so. Don't forget, tune into our psychic bartender, one of my favorites, Gloria. She's going to be bartending. I don't know if you guys knew. She'll be one of the bartenders at our UIF Christmas party.
Yeah, she told me.
Yeah, girly bartending. She's dressing. She told me she's dressing up like an elf. So she said, how appropriate, right? Helping out the bartender, dressing up like an elf. So I can only imagine her in a little elf outfit, serving hard, and she's like a hard drinker. She'll serve you hard whiskey or whatever. She doesn't drink, I don't think, but she everybody else drinks around her. So, not that we'll be doing that at the UIF party. We'll be holding hands and singing Kumbaya. That's what we'll be doing. Just so you know, right, Wahid?
Yes.
Oh, we digress. So check her out today at 4 o'clock. You want to call in to the 678-495-4345. Ask her questions. Give her your birth date. And she reads you right then and there. She's on spot and on the news. Everyone tells us that. So she was with me, and she's with everyone she sees. So enjoy. All right. Batista Gremaud. I want to make sure I pronounce that right. Batista, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, wonderful.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great. And you're a co-founder of International Institute of Body Design. It's the #1 best-selling author of Feminine Body Design. So you've been doing this empowering fitness for pain-free life for a long time now. You're a certified personal trainer, 7th degree level master teacher in the art of body design. 7th degree level. I don't know what that means. I mean, how many levels can you go up to in that? So describe what you do in reference to the body design, and how'd you get the seventh degree black belt in body design? I want to know that one.
Okay, beautiful. So I've been doing the body design program for about 10 years now. I was originally a professional dancer. I was a flamenco dancer my whole life,
A flamenco? No
and
kidding.
yeah, flamenco dancer.
Wow.
And about 10 years ago, I found myself with a lot of injuries from dancing. I started dancing when I was 3 years old, so that's a lot of dancing for a lot of years. And so I started, having a lot of injuries, and things weren't like working out so good for me physically anymore. And it's at that point, through the power of intention,
Mm,
and I'm so excited about being on your show because I know you really believe in good intentions. um, I manifested something in my life that really changed everything for me and gave me a new outlook on fitness, on on the philosophy behind fitness, and also on how to go about fitness from a female perspective.
mm,
And I like what you said before the show about, oh, it's all about the feminine and we love the women thing, and I will talk a little bit about that, the male and female energy as far as it relates to fitness. But what happened 10 years ago is I met Dr. Fitness USA, who is an international body designer, which is something that I had never heard before. But I was very intrigued because as a performer and as a dancer, I had already done everything in fitness. I had already done, all the yoga, the Pilates, the personal training, and because I had so many injuries, I had also already done all the different modalities
right.
for healing myself, you know. And this method that Dr. Fitness USA was teaching was based on strength training, bodybuilding in a sense. and and it was, and I had done personal training and I had been involved with the gym and all this, so there was something different about what I was hearing because it had to do with female energy, and because it was so different, I actually hired him and I got involved with the program. And I will tell you that within a couple of weeks, just literally almost all my injuries were gone.
Huh. So this body design, using feminine energy, let's say, whatever you want to call it, is
Hmm.
different than just because you think of the gym, or I think of a bodybuilder. You go to the gym, throw your iron around for a little while, and get a few things in place. But you're talking about designing the body. When somebody said design the body, I'm thinking plastic surgery, right? But apparently there's much more to a body design, and we'll get into the feminine part of it here in a minute. But why don't you describe a little bit what is to a body design versus you go to the workout and you get in shape?
Very good question. Most people, they go to the gym and work out with weights.
Hmm.
Basically, they work out body parts. Okay. And it's all about, come on, let's do more. Like there's this thing
Motivation,
about,
yeah, yeah, inspiration, yeah.
they call it motivation, but also there is a theory that said that you have to work out to failure in order to get results.
Huh,
Like work out until you can't anymore, so you
yeah.
kind of really burn get
Exhaust yourself.
exhaust yourself. So that's one principle. And then the other is that you really have to, like no pain no gain. Basically, that's the name of that game. That's kind of what's going on in the fitness industry. So in our system, we don't work like this. We work in terms of grounding the body and being empowered, and we don't work muscle groups. So what it is really basically reconstructing the body from the inside out. So we work on postural alignment, we work on muscular imbalances, we work really on putting the body back in balance.
Hmm. Okay. Well, kind of like Pilates in a way, right?
Um, there is Pilates would be something similar in a sense, except that when you work with weights, you can really,
It's a faster result.
yes, it's much faster because you can actually lift more weight. There's
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
benefit
yeah,
to it. You're getting stronger, and although I think with
exactly.
Pilates you have a core strength, right? But with the weight, I mean, you look better. You're really designing better.
Yes.
Wahid, when we used to have muscles, right? When working
You
out with
see,
that pumping that iron back in the 20s, when you're throwing the weight around and you're like,
yeah,
yeah.
we don't throw weight around. It's not how it works. To
Well,
design
I
the
know it's
body,
a
you
guy
have to
thing.
have
I used
a
to call it. I used to
structure.
call it hanging and banging time.
Yeah, right,
Hanging those
right.
bars up in the air and banging them back on the back of the bench there. Hanging and banging, Daddy-O. Had this one guy at main event coming, hanging and banging, Daddy-O, hanging and banging. That's what we're gonna be doing in the next hour or two. Anyway, I digress. So it differs in that sense because you're really more focused on the designing aspect. I guess you focus on specific muscle parts.
No,
No.
no, no, no. We focus on the body as a whole.
Okay.
Like for example, if something says, and it's all about putting the body back into balance, achieving sustainability. So, we want to look at the body and fitness like you would look at a business. You want to say, where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years? Where do I want to be in 20 years?
Mm.
Okay. So we want to do things for the long term, right? So so if you just do, and that has to do with pain relief, injury prevention, injury rehabilitation. Because I don't know about you, but I had a lot of injury, and I was always in pain. And when I look around,
I hated that
people,
too. It killed you because you're working out and you couldn't work out anymore, and you're like, I was in such a great role. You're looking good. You know you can get out of shape again because you're down for a couple of weeks.
yeah, but when you look around and you see people in general, even younger and younger, there's backaches, neck aches. I mean, it's like so many people are in pain,
Yeah,
you know, and
it's critical. It's crazy. Young people are in pain. I mean,
yes,
what's going on here?
exactly. So that's what you want to eliminate. So you can do this when you work out in a very specific way. So if you're injured, you protect the injury, you rebuild the synergetic muscles around the injury so the injury can be protected and has a chance to heal, right? When you do that, then in time, the a lot of the pains go away. Pain is kind of relative, and it's not, we don't actually have to be a pain. There's a lot of pains, arthritis, a lot of things that we don't even, that
Chronic
we can
pain, yeah,
get rid of.
chronic pain.
Yeah, all this pain. I mean, I was constantly in pain. I didn't know that there was hope
Yeah,
not to be in pain. And
sure,
I'm here to tell you
there
there
is.
is hope.
So in this body design, I'm starting to get my spider senses are kicking in here, and I'm starting to get the sense that you're dealing with the bioenergetic fields in this process of the holistic approach to the body. You're dealing with energy, not just the muscle aspect of the weights. You're using energy in with the movement and action of using weights and working out. Is that right?
Yes, that is a more subtle way of looking at it. And yes, we do work with energy. As
Okay.
a matter of fact, this is where the female and the male energies come in, okay? Because the male energy is about doing, competing, achieving. The female
Bigger,
energy, and it's
better,
about
stronger.
eh, better, stronger, proving, all this stuff. And this is where most people go about fitness in general. The female energy is receiving, loving, taking care of yourself, taking care of your body is actually a female energy,
Yes,
right?
nurturing. Yeah.
So that's where we work with, and the the object is to have those two energies being in balance.
Ah, okay.
You see?
Yeah.
So most of the time, and this is why this is so important for women, okay? And this is what we teach in our programs, is women, we we are givers.
Hmm.
Okay, we're doers, we're in business, we're entrepreneurs, we're mothers, we are wives, and we're always in the giving mode. But that is a male energy, giving.
Giving, yeah,
So
protecting, yeah.
this is all male energy. The female energy is the
It's
opposite. It's
receiving.
receiving.
Yeah. That's why things are
But
so messed up these days. Women have a hard time receiving, and that's why people get breast cancer and all these other things because they're always giving, and they're meant to be receiving, literally, you know?
exactly. So this is where we really make a difference in women's lives very specifically, because in our program we teach the women to actually begin to receive and to take the time to establish boundaries, to say no. And in terms of how that relates to the gym and to the workout, it's it's not about doing competing. It's about really taking your own space and become empowered. And
Mm.
we do it in specific ways, because I'm not saying that the workouts are not challenging. In our system, we can increase a woman's strength 20 to 50%, sometimes in 20 minutes.
Hold it, you
And
said you said 20 to 50%?
that's exactly what I
Okay,
said.
hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break here. When we get back, let's focus on this 20 to 50% increase because that is substantial. And I want to get into the details of how this program, this feminine body design program, actually can increase those type of percentage over time. And we'll talk about how soon too. We're talking to Batista Gremaud, and she is just an incredible woman making some big differences. She has her book out, Feminine Body Design, and we're learning all about it, how energy and workout mix. Come on. Who talks about this stuff? We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Hello, my name is Tim Ray, founder of the United Intentions Foundation, where we help people like you untap their true potential and consciously create their reality with their power of their intentions. We're a 501c3 nonprofit foundation, and we need your help. Imagine a world where kids can be themselves and just create. A world where businesses thrive under mindful thinking. An education program that teaches people to tap into their mind and create their ideal world with no hesitations. That's what we are doing at the United Intentions Foundation, and that's what we are accomplishing. Each time you donate to this movement, you help fund our Imagine If program, where we talk to children in schools and teach them the benefits and powers of creating the reality they want to experience. With each donation, you also help fund our online community where people interact and support each other through our social media portal. Here you can create intentions, show gratitude, and connect with people all over the world. Our world is suffering from a crisis of perception, from childhood to adulthood. We have to shift our perception now and begin empowering all with the power of our intention so we can live in a positive future. But this can only continue to happen if you continue to donate. So please, click a recurring or a one-time donation. Now is the time. All right, we are back with Batista Gremaud. We are talking about the feminine body design. What does that mean? And we just left off that she was sharing with us how we could increase 20 to, you said 30%, 60%, 20
to 50%.
50%. And we'll repeat that statement again.
We can increase a woman's strength 20 to 50%, sometimes in 20 minutes, with our online program in 6 weeks. Guaranteed.
6 weeks. 20 minutes a day, 6 weeks.
No, not 20 minutes a day. In 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes after 6 weeks.
No, let me repeat.
All right.
We can increase a woman's strength if we work with that person physically one-on-one in a gym in 20 minutes. In the first 20 minutes, this person will have increased their strength 20 to 50% guaranteed. When we do it online, because we have a whole online mentoring program, then we can achieve similar results in 6 weeks. We have to be more conservative. online because we're
Sure.
not right there.
Right.
And I will explain. I'm sure you're very curious about
Actually,
that.
listen. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me this. How does this work? 20 minutes, 50% increase in strength for a female. Here you go. You better listen in. Start sharing now.
Okay. So, because of the sequence of exercise, the way the sequence is put together,
Okay.
because of the choice of equipment, because of the ergonomics of how we do the exercise, so the body is supported, the spine is supported, because of the way we manipulate the weight range, the sets, the reps. It's very scientifically put together and it's been proven now for over 55 years. It's actually Dr. Fitness USA who put together that
That's not his real
system.
name. It can't be his real name, Dr. Fitness USA. Did he change it? Well, LA, they changed their names. It could be, you know, George Thorogood. You don't know who it's going to be. So Dr. Fitness put this program together, and it's so specific in its
Yes.
sequence that I guess it amplifies the maximum experience with that muscle movement to the point where the growth is so substantial. You're looking at that type of increase in strength.
So what happens is when we work with somebody and they come in and they go through this process, we can literally in 20 minutes get someone who has never worked out before, who might be a middle-aged woman or whatever. We can literally take that person, put her, for example, on a leg press, okay, and start at like zero weight because they've never done it, or like myself, when I started I was injured. So start with like zero weight or 20 pounds or 30 pounds, and literally in the first 20 minutes get that person to leg press something like 350 pounds
All right. So,
comfortably without pain.
right.
Comfortably without pain.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, what I will say, it's because of the body's protected, the spine is protected. It's like a massage. It's like a chiropractic adjustment. It puts the body back into balance. It rebuilds the muscles around the spine. And what happens is in almost no time, the backache is gone. So what is amazing about weight is that it's quantifiable.
Yes, exactly. That's what I love about weight. It's quantifiable. You can measure success by, you could say safely 50% because, you went from, 20 to 40, whatever it may be. So, so is intention or any energy work, if that is included in that process, how is it used in that process? If it is.
Intention?
Yeah.
Well, it starts with a mindset,
Yes.
because it starts with mindset. Because first of all, the person has to be have the mindset that they want to improve, and they have to have somewhat of the. It's like taking a leap of faith, because what we're talking about is not something that is mainstream. Okay, so the person goes, oh, especially women, they go, oh, why would I want to lift so much weight?
Exactly.
I'm not the one.
I don't know.
I
I've
don't
seen
want.
some of these girls in the gym these days. Wow, they're jacked. I'm like, I hate to elbow her on the mistake, if I get a little punch in the solar plex. But
Yeah,
but yeah, most women they want to look feminine. They don't want to look masculine.
exactly. But that's where body design comes in. You see,
Ah,
because it's a difference to go hit muscle parts, body parts, to like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, or there is the other way, the body design, where things get put into balance, because certain exercises you need to lift heavy and certain exercises you don't. But I'm going to give you a secret.
yeah.
The strength comes from the ground up. Okay,
Ah.
so we ground the body by increasing the strength from the ground up, like with a leg press, for example, and that generates the strength to the upper body.
Interesting, because funny you say that because I always thought when I worked out, do my leg exercises, I always had a better burn, a better experience because I think I'm using more of my mass or using more of my body, right, or whatever it may be, or more muscle. But it seems that's where a lot of my strength is in the legs and the base, right?
Hmm.
Our
Yeah,
strength.
but we're talking about energies now. So we're talking
Okay.
about muscles. We're also talking about energy.
Right.
Okay, and this is why. Okay, look at it this way. If you, and this is what people do in the gym, they do a leg press, then they go and they do walking lunges, then they go and do another machine, then they do jumping jacks, then they go, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So they think that because they confuse the body is going to respond.
Right.
No, the body is going to be confused, and in the long run, it's not going to work out. Okay, because that's what happens.
Well,
I
that's the
mean, if
old
you're
thing. That's the old thing they said. They got to confuse the body so the muscle memory is not the same, so you can confuse it to grow. That's not true. You're saying.
No, I mean it may be true for a little while. Like if you want to go into a fitness competition or something, and you want to do a quick thing or whatever, so the
Yeah.
body is going to
Yeah.
react or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about this. We're talking about establishing long-term results and injury prevention and being pain-free.
Right.
To be pain-free, the body has to feel safe.
Okay.
Okay, that's why when you work in a specific way where the body is grounded and you generate that type of strength, okay, but the body is comfortable, so there's no fear, there's no confusion, there's, you're like really secure, grounded, focused, centered,
Yes.
then the body goes, "Ooh, that feels good."
Hmm.
And what happens is it quiets the mind. It quiets the mind. It's like a meditation. So it's like not only a massage or a chiropractic adjustment where your body gets back into balance, but the mind goes, "Whew, now that feels good." Because I got news for you. When you talk about lifting that type of weight, the way we talk about, you actually have to be present to do it.
Right. Yes. Yes.
you know? And most people are actually living outside their bodies all day long. They're in their head, they're thinking.
Even though when I'm throwing the weights up in the air, I'm thinking, okay, the fifth rep, man, I can't wait to get to the eighth rep. I can't wait to get the fifth. What's the 15 rep? Wait, is it 15 reps coming around yet? So I'm not enjoying that one movement from the second to up there. I'm just thinking of my next rep. So you're saying you got to stay present in with every one of those movements, and that's where the presence meets the movement, which meets the strength increase, the substantial strength increase.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And what you learn in the gym, you practice outside the gym. It's a whole
Ah,
life
it's like a
experience.
meditation in
It's
itself, working out.
yes. So so this is where you see what we always say is you need to, okay, let's talk about the nervous system, for example.
Okay,
Okay, the
okay.
nervous,
Before
yeah,
you go there, I just want to finish that one thought you started already. So you're
yes.
saying it's for the long run, it's not good to go from one exercise to like the lunges to jumping jacks and because it's not about confusing the muscle parts. So what is the proper way? What would be the best way of doing it from one sequence to another?
Okay, so the exercises have to make sense.
Okay,
If you are doing like a leg press, that you're grounding the body, then you need to do something else to combat to as a next
complement.
step to
The,
complement what you're doing. So there is and we do depending on the person and where their injuries are, that might be a different sequence. Okay, but there could be a leg press, and then there could be something like a leg extension, and then there could be something like they um,
is
abductor.
okay.
We
So
would
is it just kind of staying in that muscle part area?
no no
No,
no
no.
no no no, not at all, because we work the body as a whole. So the programs always address the whole body as a whole. So we never do like only, oh, today I'm going to go do legs, next day I'm going to go do that. So there's a way where we start with the legs to generate the strength, and then we would go to like a chest
Okay,
exercise and do some of the chest exercises.
okay.
The next day we would take over, continue the leg exercise, complement the what we did the day before with another sequence of exercises, and then we might follow up with a back and shoulder. See, so the body is always seen as a unit.
Okay. Okay. So you're
Okay.
complementing the different muscle parts and the focus on that, and you're starting out with the baseline of the strength on the feet first, or
Yes.
below the strength, the core, and you work your way up,
Yes.
and then you balance. Then you'll do the back or shoulders based on I guess if you've been doing a lot of forward programs or something, you want to do maybe some more back programs,
Yes.
balance out
Yeah.
the
So it,
muscle usage.
yeah, and also because a lot of times people have pain in, like, oh, my knee hurts or my back hurts, but what a lot of people don't realize is if you have a pain in one area, a lot of times the pain comes from somewhere else.
Right, right. Well,
So
listen, this is
you gotta,
fascinating. This is fascinating. And when we get back from break here, let's talk about what you're about to get into. Was the I think you're getting into the paranormal or paranormal, parasympathetic, and maybe the sympathetic nervous system, how things work, and how you actually use that, focusing on those type of areas of your body when you're making decisions on your sequential workout system. It's pretty fascinating. I never heard of this before. I think it's really interesting and making me rethink my program. You know, tell you what, I have to give Terrence a call. Say, Terrence, what am I doing here? Right?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know you had a workout program.
Yeah, I do. I have man, mine's hanging and banging, Daddy-o. Bring it on. Hanging and banging. All right, listen, we'll be right back. We're talking to Batista Gremaud. She is the International Institute of Body Design. Hang in there. A lot more to come. We'll see you in a sec.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Gloria Parker, the psychic bartender. You know, I use that title honestly because I was the first female bartender in Atlanta back in the 60s, and I stayed in that profession for over 33 years. You know, numerology is the foundation of the universe, and everything is embedded in numbers. So call me any Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. Just call in at 678-495-4345. Listeners, of course, are always welcome by tuning into United Intentions, WDJY 99.1 FM. So what a really great way to get some first-hand information from your psychic bartender and learn something new about you on your drive home from work, or just call in from anywhere. So you can reach me and you can listen to me on Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and many other stations. Or you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as United Intentions, or on Twitter as Higher Intention.
All right, we are back. Don't forget, y'all listen now. Y'all come back now here. Y'all listening to the Good Intentions Show, and make sure you download our app, uimediaapp.com. UI Media App, that's AA in there, excuse me. Sneezing come out of nowhere. Maybe it's getting up so early. I don't know. But apologize for that. But uimediaapp.com. And it's a great way to capture all our past shows, listen to all our live shows, and anytime, anywhere, at any place. So it's the coolest thing since sliced bread, as they used to say. So we're talking to Batista Gremaud, and we're discussing the feminine body design. So we'll get into the feminine part here in a minute. So you were explaining right before we rudely went to break, right? You're talking about how the sequence you're balancing out your exercise based on looking at the body as a whole, not just like when I worked out or still do, or maybe not after today. Is I was just focused on the muscle part, and so I wasn't looking at the body as a whole. I was looking at the body as an individual unit. I was looking at I'm going to do back today. I'm going to do arms today. I'm going to do legs today, right? So I'm not looking at a holistic perspective other than getting all my muscle parts in within a 7-day period. So what would be a healthier perspective than that perspective, what I just described?
What do you mean by what would be a
Like
healthy
what would be a
perspective?
healthier way of looking at my routine? Instead of just looking at it as an individual muscle part, I should look at it as, I guess, the whole body process, right?
Yeah, you have to look at everything. You have to look at posture. You have to look at
Posture.
um, Also muscular imbalances. A lot of people, like if you go and the first thing is posture.
Okay. Better sit up
Posture,
then.
posture is a big deal. Most people work out from the
I
from
learned.
the place they're in.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go and they don't. If it's a big problem,
Trust
and
me,
younger and
it
younger.
is epidemic. I mean, Pilates taught me
It's
that.
you're on your phone all day long, and the
Yeah.
kids, it's like an epidemic. So people don't even realize that their posture is off. So when they go to the gym, or even when they go work out anywhere, anyhow, whatever they do, they actually make things worse. So that's the first thing to look at. You got to choose the exercise that is not going to make that worse. Okay, so think about it. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Lat pull down,
Yeah.
right?
I love the lat pull downs.
I love lat pull down. Okay. So you realize what happens. If you do it, most people go and do a lat pull down behind the neck.
Yes.
They face the machine,
Yes.
and then they go like this.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Bad posture.
Logically speaking, you turn your back to the machine.
Yeah.
So the bar is there, and you bring the arms and you start tugging at the posture. You start tugging at the pulling the shoulders back. You see? So this is just one example. Every exercise in the gym you have the opportunity to improve your body or make the condition worse.
Right.
So if you are not on our system, if you are on our system, it's built in.
Right.
Okay?
Otherwise you're playing Russian roulette. So
but if you are not on our system, then you have to use common sense.
Right. Okay. Sure. Which is not so common out there these days. So when you're talking about doing the back pull down. So you're looking at the mechanics of it, not so much getting the rep done behind you. So you could do behind the neck lat, but you're looking at, okay, what body parts? I'm rolling my shoulders. I'm working on that. I'm getting my posture. I'm releasing. I'm going. You're dealing with the details of that, right?
Do you see what you just did?
Yeah.
You went like this, and you went all the way down here.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So you just lost your movement.
Ah.
You see, because now you've lost the pressure here when you went
so
down.
now the pressure's on my back and not my arms.
So you want to work
lat.
the lat.
Oh, I see. No, okay.
So you want to stop about here.
Gotcha.
You see, I mean, if you do it, then you can feel it.
Sure,
and also you don't want to go down further than here, because otherwise you can put pressure on
the shoulders.
Exactly.
Huh, okay. See
That's
that?
it.
Now, in all fairness, I don't have a bar here, but, I may have stopped normally, but I think I do go a little further down than I perhaps should. And I think I kind of lean into it a little bit too as well. So, but so be it. But good to know. Keep going. Now, so you were going to talk about I guess our neurological system?
Yeah, the nervous system, you were asking me about the sequence of exercise and why you wouldn't want to do a leg press and then a walking lunge and then a jumping jack. So I wanted to explain a little bit how that works. Of course, people say, what's the nervous system and what should we care? Okay, well, that's what you should care. Okay.
Yeah, that's important to us. Our backbone is very important to us. Just FYI.
Yeah, you should care, because the nervous system is the communication center of your entire body.
Yeah.
It controls your thoughts, your movements, your emotions, your feelings, what you do. I mean, it's what connects everything. So the nervous system is like the electrical wiring in your house.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, right. It's basically an extension of our brain.
Yeah. So think about it this way: if you have outdated electrical panel in your house and you plug in too many appliances, then what's going to happen?
And blow
You're
out.
going to blow a fuse, blow out.
Yes.
This is what happens to us. The nervous system is the same thing. If we don't strengthen and take care of our nervous system, and we continue on our wheel, like everybody, like a lot of people do, like
the hamster
on the
wheel.
wheel.
Yes. Yep.
Exactly. then what happens is your nervous system is going to blow a fuse too.
God,
And what does
it's happened all over the place. It's happening.
yeah, and how does that look like? Depression, illness, uh,
Pro-
whatever, addiction.
Chronic illnesses are horrible because of we're just running ourselves ragged and we're blowing fuses left and right, and
Yes,
we're not doing anything to take care of ourselves. And they say go work out, but like you're saying, most people don't even work out correctly. So you're kind of adding to the problem, not even helping the problem, or at least you're not helping as much as
exactly.
you could.
We already work like this. We're already like this all day long, and then we go to the gym, and now we are doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah,
So we're compounding. There
right.
is somewhere, someplace that we need to go to take care of ourselves. And the beauty about doing it with weights is because it's very empowering. Not only you get that me time where you get to actually really be, take care of yourself and all that. But then you have all the icing of the cakes, the sculpting, the beautiful body, the weight loss, the
Those are
boosting
the good
metabolism.
byproducts. You're right. Yes, you're absolutely right.
These
And
are byproducts,
yeah,
yes.
but it's just kind of like I was talking earlier. I'm gonna this is gonna be a loose equivalent, but I think I could do it. Is that we're so focused in our world in reference to the shiny objects, and our purpose here is to gather things and get a house and get married and do whatever that may be outside of ourselves to get gratification. But really, it's our purpose is to connect to our source, connect to our soul, and live life from a soulful perspective. And you're saying with the workout program, it's not so much that you want to do this for the reason just to look good and be hot or be in shape, but you're saying it's to really fine tune your body design so you can actually be healthy and live longer with more stronger muscle parts and be more functional in a long period of time because you're taking care of your body and you're doing it in a smart design energetic way. So I get it. I mean, I think when we work out, we're working out for the wrong reasons, or most of us are.
Yes,
We're working out for the vanity reasons. We're not really working out for the healthy reasons.
yes, absolutely. For men and women. For men, because we've talked a lot about women,
Yeah.
okay? But for men, it kind of works like this. It, it's the same way but different because men, when you're younger, you go to the gym or whatever, it's all ego, okay? But when a man gets older, like 40 and up, then there is hormonal changes too,
Yes.
just like women.
Right.
So the man loses
That's when we
testosterone,
buy the sports
okay? So
car.
when
And the 20-year-old younger girlfriend. Right. Yeah.
yeah. So when you lose testosterone, you become a little more feminized. So women, as we get older, we get more masculine. Men, when they get older, they get more feminine. So
That explains a lot. That Batista, that explains a lot. Wow, she hit that on the nose,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. So men, and we see that all the time. We call them the used to be's. Okay.
The used to be's.
men
Woo.
men want to
Terrence,
go
what do
to
you
the
think of
gym.
that? You think you're a used to be? Come on, chime in there. All right,
So
good.
so men they want to go back to the gym and they want to do what they used to. Okay. So
Yeah,
they say,
I
oh, I
used to
used to.
throw around 350 like it was nothing. Put 3 plates on there. Come on, put it up there.
Yeah. So it doesn't work like that. Okay. So you need to kind of adjust the routine for where you're at in your life.
Right.
Okay. If you want to last. So we see that all the time. And but for men, so when you go to the gym, and this is where that male and female energy comes in too, you
Okay.
see,
Yeah.
for men also, when you work out from that empowering perspective, then you get a chance to honor your yourself as well, without that ego driven things. And in the long run, what's going to do for you, it's also going to give your body that nice where the body feels safe. You see, the body is never going to heal if the body doesn't feel safe. The body is a self-healing mechanism,
Yeah.
and it's trying
Yeah.
to get that
You know, funny
Yeah.
you say that. I'm gonna save a story for you when we get back from break to add on to exactly what you just said. How the body speaks to us, and not only speaks to us in physical terms, but speaks to us in dreams. What do you think of that? Right, we're talking to Batista Gremaud. She's the International Institute of Body Design, founder of that, co-founder, and I guess you're co-founder with Dr. USA Fitness, right?
Dr. Fitness USA. By the way,
Yeah.
we got married now, so now we're married.
Oh my gosh, so you're Mrs. Fitness USA. Oh my God, congratulations. I want to talk about that when we get back. We'll see you in a sec. Don't go anywhere. This is getting exciting.
It's time to wake up, Atlanta. Wake up your inner self to the power of your intentions. Wake up to co-create the life you desire. Wake up to a conscious way of looking at the world with the awesome trio. The uncensored Shannon McVeigh, the defender of common sense, Michael Litton, and the conscious voice of the South, Tim Ray. Tune into Awaken Atlanta on the UI Media Network, sponsored by the United Intentions Foundation, and discover a whole new way of looking at the world as we bring to you everything from wellness to entertainment, motivation to current events, games, contests, prizes, and much more. Listen to us on Spreaker and watch us live on Facebook at United Intentions every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern. You can follow us on Instagram at United Intentions and on Twitter at Higher Intentions. We hope to see you there.
I love that flute. Wow. Yes.
Yeah, that's another track courtesy of Verde Music Group, but that's actually Illy Bishop. I don't know if you ever heard of him before.
Oh, no way. Jesse, congrats, man. Well done. Well done. Guys, we are back on the Good Intentions Show, and we are talking to Batista Gremaud, and we are discussing, and I guess now Batista Fitness USA, baby. All right.
I like that.
I know. You actually, you learn from that. You know what? I'm gonna do better than this. I'm just gonna marry this man, right? I'm gonna take this to the next level. Well, congratulations. Is this newlyweds, or is this
No, we are married about 7 years, 8 maybe
okay,
now.
7 years.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Well, wonderful. So, and so you were talking before we left about. I was going to give you an example how the body does cry out because we're interconnected with our individual cells, and when there's a problem posing, say you're not feeling sick, you're feeling sick, or you're feeling an ailment, your body will actually, and I can't try to remember this specific incident for me, but I remember is in my dreams, it diagnosed my problem in my dreams. And I was able to then connect it and go, wow. And then it led me to getting a real test and it verified it. So your body does talk to you, does it not? In many different ways.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
What are ways that you're familiar with?
Well, I have a background in spirituality and metaphysical science, so I'm very in tune with that. And I can tell you that aside from dreams or the things that were more familiar when we study energies and things like this, when I apply it to the workouts, for example, since that's kind of what we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that when you put the body back into balance, it actually releases things, emotions or traumas that are trapped in the muscle tissue. And I see that all the time, and I'm very sensitive to that. So I can actually feel it and sometimes even see it. So it's very, very powerful because now we're not only talking about something like a fitness something, but we're really talking about releasing trauma.
Yeah. Well,
Trapped.
trapped. Okay, let's go there. Okay, because this is very important, and I've learned through the integrative doctor's process, or my process with learning about integrative medicine, are all our thoughts and feelings, when suppressed, repressed, they're actually stored in our muscle tissue and tissues in part of our body, organs, whatever it may be, which ends up, if unaddressed, ends up with the breakdown and into chronic illness, whatever it may be in that area of your body, whatever, whatever specific suppression or repressed feeling that you actually didn't deal with. So, in other words, all physical ailments are emotionally or cognitively created. Do you believe
Yes,
that?
absolutely. And yes, absolutely. And they can come from anything that we've lived, traumas that we've experienced in this lifetime, or if you believe in that, I do, in past lives too, that we would have brought into this life with us.
Right.
So things can be, we, we can be influenced by many things that we're not even consciously aware of, that we're carrying from lifetimes to lifetimes. And so this is a huge topic. I did a whole 13-part series actually that we just finished like last month. It was called the Esoteric Principles of Bodybuilding,
Oh,
where
wow.
I talked in detail about this whole topic, you know. Uh, so this is something that I'm very, very interested, and like
Absolutely.
this is so important.
I think you're writing your next book here. If you don't,
I
if you,
am.
yeah, okay, because this is big. Because when we don't deal with repressed feelings, and it people think, oh, it's just a feeling. I can't see it, so it really doesn't exist, right? It's just a figment of my imagination. But just I can't emphasize enough. Feelings and thoughts are physical properties. They're energy.
Yes.
They're a specific frequency of energy. And when you
Yep.
don't deal with it and it comes from within you, it gets stored within you somewhere in your body. And I don't know exactly how the certain type of feelings, and I hear different stories, certain type of feelings get stored in certain parts of your body. Like, for example, women who are not comfortable with receiving often store that in their breasts. In their breast. Why breast cancer is such a high level of supposedly a high level of increase in breast cancer is because they're not allowing them to be their feminine energy of receiving. They're not comfortable with receiving, and they're always giving. Like the people who play martyr and they give too much, they give all the
Hmm.
time. A lot of them end up with breast cancer, and they connect the dots there. Like, oh, that's silly. That's not science. But is it or is it not? Have you ever really thought that through?
Absolutely. And for example, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I was going to say next is
Oh, you're stealing my idea.
no, no, but I'm going to give you a solution.
All right, good, good. I want to hear it's Batista. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I have so much
because
fun. I'm
like
having fun with you. You know that, right?
yeah, yeah. Because we store a lot of emotions in our chest. Yes, we do. So in our programs, when we can get a woman to really chest press a considerable amount of weight, then these emotions get released. You see, we can release emotions with the weights because the weight it has such an impact when
Right.
it's done in balance. So that's why for example, the chest press exercise is very important in our program. Now, we never do it, at least not in the beginning, never do it on a flat bench, because we want to be in control. Now, if you fall back like this, you might experience um, fear, a feeling of being out of control. So we always put the person on an incline bench first,
Huh.
and we make sure that the angles like of the seat is on an angle so that the body is really safe and protected.
Ah, like a cocoon in a
And
way. Yeah.
you see,
Yeah.
and then we go and we do the chest press in a certain way. Now,
Because the body
good
needs it, like you
question.
said, the body needs to feel safe.
Yes. When we get a woman to actually press a certain amount of weight. Now you go to the gym and you see the women, especially in our generation, unless they are the gals, that are kicking it in the gym. The women in our generation, they think they can do 5 pounds and that they're going to get any result. Doesn't work like this. You
Yeah.
got to be at least at 25 pounds to feel anything, to get anything. I chest press 35 pounds dumbbells. Okay. Now, understand that I couldn't lift anything when I started 10
Right.
years ago. I was
Right.
so
Sure.
injured. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
a leg press, you see, everything has to be in proportion. The leg press, for example, a woman has to leg press 300 pounds once a week to generate that strength. But that's where the emotion starts releasing. I see it in the gym. I see it when I work with
Wow.
clients.
You save a lot of money on psychotherapy. I can tell you that much.
I'm telling you, and we try to tell people, you go to therapy, you go to the chiropractor, you go to do this, you go to do this, and then you go home
Yeah.
and you got nothing. Then everything comes back. No, this is the perfect aftercare or whatever, for
People
anybody that
people should
you
go
go ahead.
work out just for that release alone. Forget looking good. Like you said, the byproduct is looking good. Like you not only release all your emotional suppressed and repressed feelings over the years, but you also look great afterwards. I mean, it's like a 1-2 punch here. So we have a few minutes left here. I want to ask you a question about pharmaceutical drugs and depression and medicines and being on these type of drugs. How does that intermingle with something with a good workout? I mean, does it affect it? Have you seen it affected in any which way, better or worse?
Well, we're not making medical claims, but I can tell you that we've had students that were on medical drugs, and after a certain amount of time on our program, they were able to come off the drugs.
Wow.
Okay, because again, when you strengthen the nervous system and all the things that we talked about, it has a really great impact on the mind, on addiction, on mental health. Also, when you work out and you work on your posture, you allow the energies to flow to the brain. When you have bad posture, you have stagnation, the flow doesn't happen. When you work on posture and you work on putting the body back into balance, you allow the energy to flow to the brain, which creates new neurons in the brain.
Yes.
And
Breathing.
that has been proven.
Yes, because no
Neurons.
one even breathes correctly anymore. Now you're lining your body up so the air would flow more directly without being surpassed or bypassed. Fascinating information because that is so critical in reference to, and a lot of people don't do this because what I've noticed is because they do it for a day or they do it for a week or they do it even for a month, and they may not see a lot of outside change, but you can't really recognize that flow until you really look at your mood. You look at how you feel different. And then when you do, you can start connecting the dots, but it's an accumulative long game here. It's an accumulative process where every day you have a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And then at the end of this gamut, now you're a superstar, you're running it. And so you have to have one, I would assume, patience.
Yes. But when the workout feels good, you have more of a chance to stay in long term.
Stay in the
You
game,
see,
right?
stay in the game. When you do this crazy stuff and it doesn't feel good and you burn out and you're exhausted every time, who wants to do that? Like,
Yeah,
especially when you get older,
yeah.
I don't know.
All
You know
right.
what I mean?
All right,
Yeah.
Batista, we only got a couple minutes left here. Tell how people get in touch with you, and then also what events you have coming up people may want to check out.
Yeah, so of course you can go to drfitnessusa.com, Dr. DR, the short version, drfitnessusa.com. And we have an opportunity for you to schedule a free 30 minutes discovery session where we can get to know each other. So that's always available. Starting tomorrow, we are having a 13-part series on Facebook Live of why go to the gym anyway. And
I
we're
love
going
it.
to talk about
So,
all these things.
so we go on Facebook and type in your name, and we're good to go.
Yeah,
Right?
you can type my name or you can type why go to the gym anyway.
Why
And
go to the
we
gym?
have a Facebook event and you can join for 13 weeks every Friday morning at 11. So that's coming up. And we're always doing events, interviews, or whatever. So just connect with us, Dr. Fitness USA, or my name, Batista Gremaud, and we're
AKA
everywhere.
Mrs. Dr. Fitness USA. So, no, this is wonderful. Great stuff. We got to get going. Hang on if you can for a second, Batista. But
Okay.
what a great show. Guys, this is what you need to do. Get to the gym, not to look good. Get to the gym to feel healthy, all right? So don't forget, you got Gloria coming up, 4 p.m., guys. Psychic bartender. Make sure you call in. Get your birthday read. She's incredible. We'll see you then. Take care.
You have been listening to The Good Intention Show on the UI Radio Network. The Good Intention Show is sponsored by the United Intentions Foundation at unitedintentions.org. Look for us on Blog Talk, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, and many more. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram under United Intentions, and on Twitter at Higher Intention. Be sure to log on to unitedintentions.org, a virtual community where you learn to create, track, and manifest your passions, one intention at a time. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, live life with intent. The United Intentions Foundation and its associates take no responsibility for the opinions and statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests.